Hi, welcome to Suspended in Thought. I've been grappling with something recently. Being in between roles has created this strange space where I feel a little undefined. And in the middle of this time, I've heard something that's given me pause. A philosopher, John O'Donohue, said that sometimes we can reduce identity to biography. That biography gives shape to identity, reflects it, but it is not the same thing. And that's why I love ideas, because I feel like I've come across this at exactly the right time. I needed those words, because I think I may have become one of those people. And this has given me a way to make sense of what I've been feeling. And it's given it a name. And now I'm thinking that maybe what I've been missing isn't my identity itself. It's the structures that usually hold it in place. And the more I'm reflecting on it, I'm realizing that the roles we occupy in our lives, both personal and professional, are containers. They shape how we show up, what parts of us are in use, what parts of us are visible. And over time, it's so easy to confuse that expression of ourselves with our full identity. For a long time, I had started to believe that who I am was tied to the spaces I was in, what I did, where I worked, the roles I held. They started to feel like the full story. And subconsciously, I had further molded myself to fit those containers. Because let's be honest, there is an appeal to containment. It can feel safe, it can feel secure, especially when you're being celebrated within it. But there is a flip side, because containers don't ask for all of you. They ask for the version of you that fits. And now, going through my experiences, rewriting my resume, reflecting on everything I've done, I'm starting to reconnect with parts of myself that didn't belong to those spaces. Ways I had thought, things I'd explored, pivots I've made, and earlier versions of me that didn't exist in these containers. And I'm realizing something important. I hadn't lost those parts. They hadn't disappeared. They'd just gone quiet, dormant. Because the containers I was in didn't require them. And this isn't just about work. I've felt this in other parts of my life too. Becoming a mother felt like that as well. It's been a deeply meaningful role and container, and also an all-consuming one. One that's required so much of me, emotionally, physically, mentally, that other parts of me that were just for me became less visible. Not gone, hopefully, just not active. And I'm beginning to think that's the nature of containers. They amplify certain parts of us, and in doing so, they dim others. They become a visible expression of who we are in that moment, but they can never hold the full complexity of identity itself. And it's when you step outside of a container, whether it's a job, a role, a person, something shifts. There's discomfort for sure, because the structure is gone, the definition is gone, the clarity of who you are in that space is gone, the security is gone. And alongside that discomfort, there's something else. Expansion. Because you begin to see that what you thought was the whole of you was only ever a version of it, a mirror, an expression, not the whole. And I'm beginning to feel that now. This sense of not fitting any of my old containers anymore. Not because they were wrong, but because in weaving all of me together, I've grown beyond them. And I think sometimes we mistake that feeling for loss, when actually it just might be growth. And identity isn't something fixed that fits neatly into a role, whether that's a profession, a relationship, or a stage of life. It's fluid, expansive, far more complex than any one container can hold. And maybe that's the shift. To recognize that these roles don't define us, they express us temporarily and partially. They are vessels, and we are what fills them. We are what gives them life. So I've been thinking about this idea a lot, and then further questioning for myself and wondering for you then. Where in your life might a container have quietly become your identity? And what parts of you are waiting to become active again? I'd love to hear your thoughts. What resonated, what lingers, what challenges you? And most importantly, if any one of you is going through any kind of transition, please be kind to yourself. And in the meantime, I hope you have fun being suspended in thought.